understand and collaborate and take action as organizations. With all these challenges, what can organizations do? Organizations are stepping up to do their part to ensure sustainable development. And they're doing this by recognizing this is everyone's problem and they need to work in collaboration with other sectors and partners to make the change. They are looking at how they can invest in sustainable and equitable communities, how they can make their workforces better, represent the communities they serve, and how they can understand whether what they are doing is actually making a difference for a greater good. GIS is helping to address these world challenges that we just covered, and it's helping organizations build resilience. It's helping organizations take part in equity, and at the end of the day, the big picture is have sustainability so that we live a better world for future generations. We are looking at efficiency and growth at the end of the day. GIS is delivering value in various sectors. Think of public sector, think of disaster response, where you need to know where to allocate funds depending on the number of people that have been affected. And all these decisions are powered by data. We need data and we need to make data-driven decisions at the end of the day. Such sectors also include public health. Think of epidemics, think of malaria outbreaks. Where do we want to allocate mosquito nets to be able to protect children and vulnerable communities against malaria? Where have we administered malaria vaccines? Which areas are remaining? Think of such lines and how GIS is delivering value in these sectors. So next, I'd like to share our work as ESRI in support of your work as non-profit organizations. Our work primarily is focused on technology, but we also build the tools and methods that support you and your work, helping you to be successful. And we do this with ArcGIS products and education and support systems. So a quick overview of what ArcGIS as a system is. ArcGIS is a system for managing, analyzing, and applying geographic information. Geography plays a strong role in shaping and interconnecting the conditions and outcomes we see in the world. None of these challenges are happening in vacuum. They happen within space and time. Every ArcGIS system encompasses mapping, location data, and spatial analytics, and allows you to manage, to analyze, and apply geographic information to take action. It's a system that essentially allows you to make maps, but it's a little bit more than that. At the heart of GIS, it's the power to integrate different kinds of data, and it's a system that essentially allows you to make maps, but it's more than that, as I've mentioned. So this system allows you to integrate different kinds of information, like relating socioeconomic, demographic data with data on physical or built environments. GIS gives you the tools to analyze that information, to understand what's going on and where is this happening. It gives you a web-based for a platform that enables your organization to collaborate around that information and eventually take action. Geospatial applications are becoming pervasive, and this only means that we are supporting many types of workflows and engagements. We have powerful desktop applications such as ArcGIS Pro, which is coming in to replace ArcMap for the ArcMap users. And with these powerful desktop applications, you are able to conduct your data management, work with your data within databases. At the end of the day, you're able to run analysis and draw insights and be able to ask questions that you didn't even know how to ask. Besides that, we have massive mobile deployments, which we will make your office to work, field to office workflow really seamless. So you'll be able to manage your workforce, you'll be able to track, you'll be able to collect this data. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to receive information from the ground near real time on real time. As soon as the data is coming in, you're able to see what is happening on the ground. Besides that, we have pervasive web applications such as dashboards for executive engagement, where you have your data at a glance. We have infographics. If you're running different tools and you're able to geo-enrich your data, you're able to look at information such as demographic variables of a region, and at the end of the day, be able to make informed decisions. We have mapping capabilities within the web still. You will have dynamic maps which you'll create and be able to collaborate effectively within your organization and even outside the organization. We have story maps for data dissemination. Within the story maps, you can do simple map editing and markup. You're able to do map choreography. You're able to create even briefings within the same applications. So next, we are going to see how organizations are using GIS, or basically just look at the common workflows of nonprofit organizations as they put GIS to use. They are using GIS to understand communities through mapping and analysis and plan where the investments can make difference. They take action and actually operationalize those insights and best practice, and then they measure the performance and impact of their work. And the most important part is to engage communities and other stakeholders through storytelling and data sharing through the entire process. So understanding is the first step, and it must precede action. Maps allow us to supplement our on-the-ground knowledge in a data-driven and intuitive way. It can help us ask and answer questions like, where do our workforce not represent the local community? Who are we missing? Where are they? How can we reach them? Where do we have inequalities in outcomes or access to resources exist in the areas we serve? Then the next step is planning. GIS can help us ask and answer questions like, where should we allocate our resources? How should we perform outreach? How can we make these efforts most effective and equitable at the end of the day? After you have done your planning, the next step is to take action and measure impact. How can organizations apply GIS to operationalize their efforts and take action? At a high level, this might look like using maps to share a common operating picture of programs and initiatives that allows for collaboration and status updates for leadership. This allows you to use data to understand impact and actually adjust. So if there is no great impact on the communities that we are serving, we need to adjust and do better. We can ask questions like, how are our programs doing? Where have we made progress? And are we reaching the right people? How can we deepen our impact? The final pattern is to engage stakeholders, and this stage is really ongoing throughout all of the other stages. This is where organizations are using GIS to ask and answer questions like, how can we engage community members and our partner? How do we advocate for our cause? How do we report on our impact? How do we market our successes? How do we tell a story and even effect policy? At the end of the day, all these workflows within an organization should end up involving or effecting policy so that there is equitable sharing of resources. So modern GIS allows us to communicate through maps, to put important geographic information in the hands of our audience, and at the end of the day, digitally bring someone to a street corner or a neighborhood for more effectively communication, and to be able to tell them or communicate to them what's going on and why they should care and support this kind of work. So with that, I will jump straight to the demonstration. Allow me to share a new screen and just take us through the workflows that we have talked about in this first session. Let me know if you can see my screen. So what we have here, this is the interface of ArcGIS Pro. This is our desktop solution. And what I'm showing over here, these are schools within some regions in Kenya. So we have schools for Kiambu County, we have Nairobi County, and some in Mombasa County. So our major focus today, we are looking at the workflows for Food for Education, which basically provides, the organization provides food for children in public institutions, that is ECD and primary schools. So with this, definitely the organization needs to know where the schools are and need to know which schools within these regions of interest or their project area are actually onboarded or are in their program. So we have managed to map all the schools and be able to classify them as ECD, pre-primary, and primary, so that we actually are able to pinpoint their target audience or their direct beneficiaries from this particular project. So here on ArcGIS Pro, we can, as a system of records, we are able to have all our data within a database. So remember, some data could be secondary and such that the Ministry of Education schools, this data came in form of CSVs. We want to have this data within a database and have it harmonize and overlay with other data sets for us to be able to perform analysis and make informed decisions. So we are going to have all this data within a database and run a few analyses. For instance, hotspot analysis, looking at where the schools are against the number of children within the schools, and specifically focusing on the schools that are within the program. And as we look into expanding the program further, see where the schools that we are not involved in, where the schools are, so that we can get them on board. Having said that, so we can share this information within the web and actually have it in various formats. So for us to be able to inform our executives and enable them to make decisions, we have a dashboard that shows where it shows more information about these schools. So we have our schools right there, and we can see that the number of students who are enrolled within the program is that we can see on the dashboard. We can see the number of schools that are involved in the program. We can see the school levels. The dashboard is very interactive. As we click on the dashboard, we can see where each school level or category is represented on the map. We are able to also see the sponsors of these schools, which schools are government or central government sponsored, which ones are sponsored by the local government authority, which schools are sponsored by the community. And we can click on each school on the list, and we are able to navigate on the map and see where the school actually is. We can be able to filter our data within county. So we can actually select by county and see the schools that are within Kiambu County and are part of this program. We can select our constituencies as well. For instance, if we are interested in Juja, we can be able to select that and see the figures as the information changes as it responds to our filters within the dashboard. Having said that, we have other stakeholders within the program. So apart from just having the schools, we need to have people who are actually supplying us with this food so that we prepare the food and have it distributed to the schools and the registered students. So we have a digital form that enables us to actually take in information about our suppliers. So part of the initiative of the Food for Education program is to actually onboard local farmers who will distribute or supply the food that is going to be distributed to the schools for the children to eat. So we have a form here, and we are picking the location of our local farmers as well. We have information such as email address. We are going to select what they are going to supply. So we have different kinds of meals or kinds of food that they supply. We have options of milled rice, we have beans, we have green grams, and yes. So with that, then this person is going to tell us how many bags of 90 kgs are they going to supply us. So for instance, this one is going to supply 750. Then what is the price for each bag? The price for each bag goes at 3,500. Then we have given regulation depending on the number, on the type of the item that they want to supply. We are able to look or measure the threshold against quality standards given by the organization, and if you match that, you go ahead and confirm, select the company that you work with, provide a postal address, a physical address. This one is staying in Nairobi. Then they give us the contact person's mobile number, then the email address as well. Then they provide us with proof that they are actually the type of company that they have selected. So they are going to provide us with a certificate of incorporation, which we will just upload, certificate of incorporation. Then we upload their compliance certificates. Then there should be evidence of a physical registered office. If they have a title, they can give us as proof. Then the name of the company. Then they provide their registration number, a business permit, certificate of conformity, and proof of relevant experience in supplying such items. So we have 2 LPOs here. We are going to attach that. Then now this information is being filled by using a mobile device. So you'll be prompted to open or turn on your location. So for my case, since I'm using a PC, I'll just type in the name of the place where the office is and be able to put the location right there. Then I submit the form. So once this form is submitted, of course, it has to go through some vetting process. So at this point, somebody at the back office is receiving these requests as they're coming in and onboarding suppliers to supply food that will be fed to the children in school. So we have the supplier onboarding application here where you can, the manager at the back office or the person involved can sit back and actually go through the documents, be able to look at them, and even contact. Since they gave us their contact details, they can contact and seek clarification from the suppliers that are trying to onboard. So we have that, and we can actually communicate this back. Since it's a public form, we communicate this back and see how many suppliers we have onboarded. Let me just refresh this. Can see the number of suppliers that we have. Looking at the projection, how much is going to cost us to actually get food from these suppliers, and also in terms of what they are supplying. What are we going to have in stock as food that will enable children to actually stay in school? So that dashboard shows all that information, and we can query and be able to see other details there. So we can see that can see the anticipated cost of supplies. So far we have 11 suppliers who have applied. We have their details there. And in terms of what the items that they're supplying, we can actually see we have dry beans, we have the dry green grains and the milled rice. Then we can actually see the company types as the applications are coming in. So we can see the percentage that falls under sole proprietorship. Then we can see also the private limited companies who have actually applied to be onboarded as suppliers. So at the end of the day, we have donors and key decision makers that we have to communicate to. And we also have to communicate to the communities. So with that, we have a story map right here that actually helps us to engage with our donors, engage with our communities, and be able to communicate success or document success and actually share it out there. So we have a story map here that shows the outline or an overview of the solution that Food for Education is offering when it was established, and we can actually see the schools that the program is currently running in. We have a link here where we can get to know more information about the program. We have the solution breakdown, and it's in 3. There is fresh food that is coming directly from the local farmers. We have seen the supplier onboarding form, and the high quality food is prepared in a central kitchen. So they have different places where they have central kitchens where the food is prepared, then dispatched to the schools for the students or the pupils to consume. Then at the end of the day, they want nutritious subsidized meals that are delivered to the students using the cart edging technology, which is Tap to Eat. So this tool enables you to employ different kinds of media. For instance, we have right here a video that shows the journey that this project has walked. So I'll just give us a snippet, then I proceed. So apart from lunch, the program also supports the children to have breakfast as well. And this is porridge being delivered to the schools. Then there is the Tap to Eat technology, which is a digital mobile platform that uses fintech to enable the public primary school children access the nutritious foods. So for sustainability of the program, there is a small amount of money or fee that comes with this program. Once we have the students sign in, then they are able to pay a little amount towards achieving this goal. They are being supported by their parents, and they are also open for donors. So there is the Tap to Eat technology where they are able to load these their wallets with money, and whenever food is delivered, that gadget is tapped and the children are cleared from the charges. Then they have several partners, and like-minded people can join the team to help keep a healthy child in school. So we have those partners for the Food for Education program. And Nairobi, we have Nairobi as champions who are making this actually work. So we have the Dishi na County program that works hand in hand with the Food for Education initiative. And this was rolled out in various schools within Nairobi. Roysambu Primary School is one of them, and we can see a picture there of happy children who are able to stay in school, they're able to stay healthy because somebody out there actually cares about them. And with that, I will stop and actually invite questions. And so